Hi, I'm going to be reviewing Monsta X's We Are Here tour in Melbourne. So it happened on the 8th of June at Margaret Court Arena in Melbourne. I had been a K-pop fan for so many years, like since I was in year 8, I think year 7 actually, and I finally got to see a K-pop group. Now the story with Monsta X is that I impulse bought their tickets. I saw it on the website and I was like, I'm gonna get their ticket. And we just booked a flight to Melbourne and it was really expensive. But this is the story of how I got to Melbourne and how I found it and why you should not go. I went through fire, earth, water and air for this group, even though the plane flight was like super inconvenient. The timing was very inconvenient. I couldn't have much time to sleep because we had to leave the house at 12 o'clock a.m. and then we had to like board the flight at 2 o'clock and then we had to leave at 5 o'clock a.m. So I was pretty much dead and it was an incredibly inconvenient time. I was also really scared of getting sick because I hadn't had much sleep and the exams had just finished, even though I don't have exams. And what I mean by that is my work had just finished and there was no more assignments to hand out. So I was pretty tired at that point. So I was like, oh no, I hope I really don't get sick, because just 1 week earlier I had gotten sick and I recovered in like 3 days, but I still had a little signs of like sniffling, and I vomited on the plane because it was just turbulent as anything and I was kind of sick. So I was really concerned about. I saw this cute Melbourne birdie when I first stepped off the bus. I also met my brother in Melbourne and we had food together. The thing about Asian families is that they really like food and the culture really likes to enjoy food together as a family. Well, I'm kind of weird because I don't really like food because I don't have the stomach for it, because I'm really short and skinny, so I don't have much stomach room, so it's quite hard to just eat and talk about food. Also, I'm not the kind of person who likes to talk about food as if it's an art, because I just like to devour my food like nom nom nom. You know, like McDonald's, I just get my filet fish and just eat it as fast as possible and I'm done and satisfied. I'm just that kind of person. I'm not really someone who likes to eat it slowly and analyze the quality of it and be like, this is so good, or I'm just like, nom nom nom, get in my mouth. You know. But anyway, after that day, we went to that was the day that we were going to go to the concert. So I woke up, I was like, okay good, I'm not sick. I'm good. Even though the day before I received an email from Adobe saying that they'd taken $30 out of my PayPal because I forgot to cancel my Adobe Photoshop free trial. So I was kind of upset the night before that. I was worrying if I was going to get sick, and yeah. But don't worry, I got the money back. I'm all safe. So yeah, we went to the gallery in Melbourne and we got to see a lot of paintings and we got to see European, Aboriginal and Asian art. Finally, after that, I got to go with my brother and his girlfriend and we got to eat some sushi together because they asked me what I liked, and I really don't give a crap about food because I really like junk. So we had sushi and it was pretty okay, but I didn't have the stomach for the sushi because I was too full from the food I'd eaten before. And also I was really nervous because the concert was like a few hours away, like maybe like 6 hours away from that time. I was offered lots of food at the sushi thing, but I was like so full I get full really easily, so. Also, I was really nervous. Have I said that? I was really nervous about that concert because I was like, oh my gosh, like it's scary, you know. So a few hours later, we were preparing to go to the concert, well I was at least, and then we had to walk there because we don't have a car in Melbourne, and it was like a 30-minute walk, but so we walked from our hotel to the Margaret Court Arena, which was around 30 minutes. I really calmed down when I was talking to I really calmed down when I was talking to my brother's girlfriend because she talked to me about how to get places and how to improve my ways and to become more streetwise. So that really helped me to not be so nervous. So yeah, we finally arrived at Margaret Court Arena, and then there were so many people, it's unbelievable. I'm kind of like a country bumpkin who lives in the city, and just seeing all these people was amazing. There were just so many people. I was in line with a girl who liked the same songs as me, Beautiful and Lost in the Dream. I really like those songs from Monsta X because I prefer a more sophisticated and elegant style, which I believe Beautiful and Lost in the Dream really reflect. So we had to leave, and then my dad had to leave me at that point. So I got my phone out and scanned the QR code. I was like, is this how you do it? Because I had no idea how to do it because it was my first time. So I was like really nervous, obviously, because I was just really nervous the whole time. It was like, oh my goodness, this is actually happening, because I'd booked this ticket for like a month earlier, and I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So we went in, I went in my doors, and then I went down, and yeah, I saw my seat, and I also brought my earplugs, I brought snacks and water, because I was so well prepared, I think. The girl next to me was a serious Mon baby. I was really impressed with her dedication and interest in this group, and her favourite was Shonu. So like, yeah, that was cool. And then there was another girl next to me who was from China and studying as an exchange student in Melbourne. She didn't really have a favourite. So, like, I think around 30 minutes before it started, like before 8 o'clock, there was like all these flashing lights and like... Oh my god! Oh my god! From the billboards, I don't know what it's like, the screens? From the screens there was like these flashing red lights with the Monsta X logo and then the members' faces, their eyes at least, and it was just, and the music, and then just these disco lights, well, not disco lights, but they were good. And then everyone was screaming. They suddenly started screaming crazily. There's just so many people around me. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening. And no, false alarm, they did not come. They did this 2 times again before they finally came out. They came out like 10 minutes later than 8 o'clock. I was getting really nervous, like I was just really nervous, and like my heart was pounding like crazy at that point. It was pretty good. And lo and behold, they finally came out. And I was like, oh no, this is not real. and everyone was screaming. That was the thing. Everyone was screaming like crazy, and I've never heard that much noise in my life. I'm pretty easily alarmed by loud noises. Like, if you get a budgie and you make a clapping noise, it will jump. I was like that times 1,000. I was really jumpy just then, like, it was really jumpy. They were screaming like the earth was going to split open. I had never heard such screaming in my entire life. It was crazy. But now that I think back on it, it's just screaming, and I shouldn't have been so alarmed. Well, anyway, they came out, and I was like, I couldn't believe my eyes, and I was like, oh man. So I didn't scream at first. I mostly just went like, the whole time, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's them. And yeah, they performed their songs and stuff like that, and yeah. And the way they walked on the stage at first, when they first came out, it was like they were models, like very graceful. They like clearly knew what they were doing, and they had clearly done this many times. I can tell that just by looking at that. So yeah, after that, then they had their introductions, and then I was like, honestly, I was just really scared because of the noise. It was just so loud, and like I got my earplugs out. It's just so noisy. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, Minhyuk first came out and introduced himself to the crowd.
인사부터 드릴까요? 네, 인사드리겠습니다. 둘, 셋. 굿모닝. Monsta X World Tour, we are here in Melbourne! Shall we introduce ourselves individually? Okay, let's start from the right.
Okay. My love, mon bébé. I'm sorry, can you hear that? My love, mon bébé. Nice to meet you, Amina.
Nice to meet you. Mon bébés. I'm mon bébés firstborn. Thank you. Okay.
Everyone put your hands up. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Chuan. What's up, my lovely Melbourne mates? My name is I am. Okay. One hole.
Your lover is here. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Nice to meet you. 며칠 전에 저희 또 시드니에서 공연을 하고 왔는데
So a couple days ago, we had a show over in Sydney.
멜버른 몸베베들 역시 에너지가 뒤처지지 않네요.
But the Monbebes in Melbourne, the energy you guys have is crazy.
오늘 공연 너무 기대될 정도로 지금 에너지가 굉장히 좋아요.
So I was looking forward to you guys' energy so much.
오늘 제가 준비한 거 다 보여드릴 테니까 기대 많이 하세요.
So we're going to show you guys everything we prepared for you guys so far, so look forward to it. Okay, so we are gonna have a lot of performance today.
Said some funny things to the crowd like, hey mon bebes, I'm Minhyuk. And then the crowd went crazy again, but then he was like, I can't hear you. And I'm just like, please don't egg them on. And then the crowd went even crazier, if that was even possible at that point. After that was Juhan, I think it was Juhan, and he was like sweating. After that was Kihyun, who had to like say main vocal. He did some like thing where he just kind of he sung really loudly, and then that made the crowd go crazy. And I was like, no, don't do this to me. Don't make it so loud. But yeah, it was really loud. And I think I got my earplugs. I was like, oh crap, earplugs, please. But yeah, I was really happy, and it was really good. I know I complain a lot, but the truth is that I really liked it and I really enjoyed it. And I know, like, when I complain, it's like my way of saying that something is awesome. Yes, I'm just like that. I'm really weird. So yeah, sorry if you think I don't like them. I really do like them, but like, it was so awesome that I have to like complain. It was really awesome. Also, Kihyun laughed at us for being so loud, and I was like, at that point I was like, holy, he's actually real. I was like, wow, he's actually there. And it's not just my computer screen. And yeah, the rest of the members had their introductions, and it was really good. So my bias is Kihyun. Well, my bias was Kihyun before I went to the concert, because I really like his singing. I think that his singing is probably my favorite. Like, I think that he's pretty good, because even if you didn't know what he looked like, you would still want to listen to his music. That's what I think about him, so that's why I like him the best at that time. Like, then my second bias kind of was Hyungwon, and then my third bias is Minhyuk. But like, after the concert, my bias changed to Hyungwon, and then Kihyun became my second bias, and then Minhyuk stayed third, and yeah. Like, I kind of like them to be a little bit more, like, I guess. Like, I really do think Shonu and I.M and all the other members have their own appeals, but I've always favoured like the more sweet ones. Not that the rest aren't sweet, but just the cuter ones, I guess. Well, the concert was really long, and if I tell you everything, it's probably not going to have enough time. So I don't think I'll go over that, but I'll tell you some highlights. So after they did their songs in those sparkly black and gold outfits, then they went to, then the stage went all black, and then they started coming out with drinks on, and they were like sitting at a bar looking prop. And I was like, oh, they're condoning alcohol. Ha, how pure. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, it was entertaining. I was quite impressed at like how quickly they changed and all that, and it was really cool. And just seeing the way that props were moved, and like, it really reminded me of my time in like theater when I was like, you know, like, to the audience it looks a certain way, but behind the scenes you really have to practice, and there's a lot that goes behind it that you don't see. So it was cool that I knew a bit about that, because yeah. And then after that, I think there was a performance of Juhan on the drums. It was kind of unexpected, because I didn't know that Juhan was good at the drums, so that's awesome. And then after that, I think there were the unit stages. So first there was like Juhan and I.M, and they were doing like some sort of oriental themed rap sort of thing.
알려줘 나 잠이보다 더 들어주면 나내 너 역시 실수뿐 진심으로 너네 신경 안 써 어쩌라고 우리 너무 바빠 변진 앞에 대고 다시 한번 말해보기 그리 못한다는 닥쳐.
It was very, it gave me like Yakuza vibes as if they were part of like a gang, and they were wearing like bright red, and red like sort of has this, it kind of reminded me of animals who like use their their bright colors to like scare off predators, and it was like interesting kind of like bright colors that could be like sort of threatening in a way, but in a cool way, not to insult them, just how I saw those colors is what I viewed it, because yeah. And then after that, like I was like, when I heard it I was like, well, this isn't really my style. I don't really, I like it, but my preference is for something a little more, I guess, elegant and sophisticated. Not that they are not sophisticated, but I prefer a different style to that. Although I did appreciate the style that Kihyun and IM had, as it was very fun and definitely a dance track, I think, or maybe not. And then yeah, after that was like Minhyuk, Hyungwon, and Kihyun. Cool because at first I think it was just Minhyuk who appeared, and like it was just like as a spotlight, he just like appeared because it was like dark and then it was a spotlight, and then what's his name again, and then Hyungwon appeared, and then it was Kihyun who appeared randomly. It was really cool how they appeared like that, and I thought that this song was really catchy and enjoyable, and I was like, this is really not what I expected from Monsta X, because I didn't even look at the set list before, because I didn't know there was a set list. So yeah, it was like a surprise for me, this sort of song. After that was Shonu and Wonho doing some sort of thing, and yeah, that was really nice, and yeah. And I think after that there was like, I think after that was the VCRs, like just the videos that they have, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny, especially the first one. I thought that was really funny. Like, I thought it was extremely entertaining, and it just shows that the boys are really good at like acting and performances. So I really liked how they managed to make some really cool skits, because I'm always really a big fan of skits. I love how they inject humor into like, and also showcase the appeals of the boys, like Minhyuk was being a beauty guru, Kihyun was making coffee, Juhon was cooking something, I can't remember what he was cooking, and then Hyungwon was a fashionista, and I really enjoyed what he said about fashion. That's like, fashion is not about, the most important thing is confidence. I thought that was cool and funny, I don't know, good. And like there was Wonho, I liked how Wonho was like, I honestly rolled my eyes when I saw Wonho with like his like gym set, like just going like doing weights. I was like funny, but you know, he taught us some really practical stretches that I used in the concert. Like you can just go like this and stretch and go to the left and left, and that will make your body less tired. Shonu was like doing ASMR, which is really reflective of the current times, that we really like to use ASMR and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it, and I think the acting is really good. And yeah, the members also came out at like midway, halfway through the performance, and then they had like these really school kid outfits looking things on. And I was like, so cool. Yeah, they had those school kid outfits on, and I thought, oh, they're wearing the same outfit as me, ha ha, because I was wearing a schoolgirl outfit. I managed to get some really good footage with my binoculars. I used my phone and then like I put the camera directly at the binoculars thing, and it was kind of hard because the camera eye is really small, but I did manage to get some really close-up footage. Well, overall, the concert was probably the best experience that I've ever had, despite it being not something that I'm used to at all, for sure, with all that noise. But it's not something that I'm used to at all, but it was definitely something that was worth the money and the time. And while I'm not sure if I would go again because I think I'm getting a bit old for K-pop, it's something that I don't think I'll forget anytime soon, and I'm really grateful for the experience. Also, I really liked Hyungwon's hair during the concert. I thought it was not something that I was used to from him, because usually he has like that bowl cut, that like the fringe with like the fringe, you know, the Korean thing. It looks nice, and I was a bit like surprised that he had that haircut. That was kind of like the center part, and then it kind of like goes down. It's quite a long hairstyle, and it doesn't seem like that bowl cut. It had like a less cute look, but at the same time, it was not like, it was a really elegant style, and I was like, it reminds me of like aristocrats, so something. I was like, that hair looks really good on him and really makes him look kind of like exotic. Like, it gave me like lots of exotic vibes, like maybe like a Spanish vibes. He gave me those kind of vibes for some reason, especially with that Renaissance florist shirt. And also Kihyun's like, his face, I think in real life is definitely a lot better than what you can see on the internet. Because he has like really high cheekbones and a really sharp chin, and he has like a really like tall nose, and then his eyes are like really cold and like they're like small-ish, and then they have like this sort of like cold slant to them, and then like, and he's like the forehead kind of goes like that. It's really cool. I'm an artist, so like I like to draw humans, so like I do think about these things a lot, which is kind of creepy. I'm not creepy, it's just that I'm an artist and I like to draw people, and I also like to model them, especially the faces. Like, I know I've been talking about Kihyun a lot, but after the concert my bias changed to Hyungwon for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because of his hair, just because of the hair, that's all. Yeah, I'm really vapid like that. But one thing I noticed about Wonho is that he's really pale. Like, really pale, like the whitest guy you've ever seen. It's really pale. I know they probably won't watch this, but I decided to write a message to Monsta X. Monsta X, whiting! You guys did so well at the concert, and I can tell you put a lot of effort into your practice. Also, you guys were beautiful, and I hope that you are really successful in your future endeavors. Also, shout out to my biases, Kihyun and Hyungwon. You guys are awesome. 사랑해요. Well, hopefully nothing I've said has scarred you guys for life. So, yeah. Well, that was hands down the 2.5 best hours of my life. It was pretty much the best moment of my life. I will honestly say that. My life hasn't been that great, but there are good things out there, so don't give up on anything. Thanks for watching. I will be seeing you guys later.